This week on Great British Menu, 3 top chefs from Wales. Last year's champion, Adam Bannister.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Returner, Phil Carmichael.
Touch wood, it's coming together okay.
And newcomer, Andrew Birch.
You can feel like there's a lot of pressure in you today.
In the year the nation celebrated the Queen's 90th birthday, the chefs are paying tribute to the everyday Great Britain's honoured throughout her reign, and competing for a chance to cook at an historic banquet at the Palace of Westminster. Yesterday, Andrew plated the winning fish dish.
8 points.
Thank you, Michael.
He's now level with Phil and only 1 point behind leader Adam. The returning champion is fighting to retain his lead and make it to the banquet.
It's all about the gathering, celebration, bringing people together.
But with Phil focused on getting past the judges this year,
The stress levels have just gone up slightly.
and Andrew determined not to be sent home on Thursday,
Life's too short to get stressed, Phil.
the competition is up for grabs.
Are yours going to be perfect?
I'd like to hope so.
Are you gonna put like a warning sticker with it?
We're here to take risks.
This year, the chefs have been challenged to create dishes that showcase the transformation of British cuisine during the Queen's historic reign. Judging this week is Michael Smith. A main course banquet winner himself, he knows exactly what's required.
I think these Welsh chefs are just beginning to warm up, and they've got to make it a spectacle. This is the pivotal moment for this amazing occasion for the Great Britons.
You know, it's really close.
Yeah, all 3 of us are pretty much neck and neck.
I started off with a 6 and then got an 8, so hopefully I'm on and up and get a few more points today.
I'd like a little bit of a cushion going into the dessert, and I'm sure you two are thinking the same thing.
Leader Adam is first. Although he's impressed on presentation and attention to the brief, his cooking hasn't been faultless. He knows he has to improve if he's going to retain his crown and make it to the banquet.
Someone could score a 10, I could score something bad, and you could be looking at me being at the bottom. Really, really do like this dish. The most important thing for me, though, is, you know, Michael enjoying it.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning, chef.
How you doing today?
Good.
You still got a slight lead.
Feeling relieved about that.
So what's the title of your dish, Adam?
Wild spit roast.
So already that kind of evokes a big sort of medieval banquet scene. Is that the sort of thing you're talking about?
That's the idea behind it all. So I just want to bring it into the 21st century.
Right.
So you've got a nice wild boar saddle here. I'm going to cook it on an indoor barbecue to get the sort of same smokiness that you'd get from a spit roast.
Yeah. What made you choose wild boar?
I think it's an underused meat because it's not so fatty. The meat is naturally slightly drier than, say, pork. So I've got some wild boar belly. I'm going to use some pig's cheeks because, unfortunately, I couldn't get hold of wild boar cheeks.
Right.
So I'm going to cook them slowly in the oven.
Right.
But then I'm going to finish it then with some whiskey.
Scottish whiskey.
It's actually Welsh whiskey.
Okay.
I'm making a shallot and apple puree to bind the cabbage, the onion, and the carrots, so it's almost like a warm slaw. And then I've got the celeriac.
There's a lot of potential here for a great spectacle at a banquet. So I'm really interested to see how you're going to pull all that together.
Thank you very much.
Adam's main course sounds like it could be fantastic. Whose mouth doesn't water at the thought of a spit roast?
Phil is next. So far, he's shown he can deliver strong flavours with skillful cooking, but veteran Michael feels his presentation lacks the impact needed for the banquet.
I'm still 1 point behind Adam. I'm concerned about the comments Michael's been making about me not having any bells and whistles. But hopefully that 1 point isn't going to come back and haunt me.
Hi, Phil.
Morning, Michael. Rested, ready to go.
Good to hear it. So, main course. What's the title of your dish?
The OBE.
The OBE.
Yeah.
Order of the British Empire.
Yep, that's correct. Or for me, that stands for onions, bacon, and eggs. But this is going to be mind-blowing bacon and eggs. You know, this is going to be good enough for the banquet.
Just tell me exactly how you're going to elevate that.
For the egg element, I'm going to use quail eggs. I'm going to do them sort of 3 ways. I'm going to boil them, make little Scotch eggs. I'm going to crisp up some beautiful smoked bacon and then coat one of the quail eggs as well.
And this large piece of...
So this is the heavily smoked bacon, and I'm going to use that to wrap one of the quail eggs. Yeah, and then to go with that, we've got the pork cheeks, which I'm going to braise in honey, cloves, a little bit of Madeira.
We've got some cheeky action over here as well, this young man.
OK. I'm going to make, you know, a beautiful, silky smooth onion puree, and I'm also going to make an onion tuile.
Is there anything that you've tweaked after we had a chat yesterday about presentation, or is it going to be another white plate?
It's going to be another white plate, clean presentation. It's all about the flavour for me.
Onion, bacon and egg. 3 familiar ingredients. He's going to elevate that by preparing them in lots of different ways. I just hope that there's some wow factor for this main course.
Last up is Andrew. After a slow start, his fish course impressed, with technical execution and attention to the brief. His confidence is high.
I think my main course is one of my strongest dishes. Every chef wants to get the main course to the banquet, so that's what I want to do as well.
Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Good day yesterday with your fish course. What's the title of your main course?
The title of my dish is Welsh Wagyu Wasabi.
OK. What does that represent?
Probably one of the most iconic dishes in Britain, a roast beef dinner. I want to use amazing British produce and make it a celebratory dish for the banquet.
The people at the banquet, why are they going to appreciate Wagyu beef?
The flavour, the marbling, it's Welsh. I'm very passionate about using this product. The only slight twist, instead of horseradish sauce, I'm making a wasabi sauce, but I'm using British wasabi.
What else have you got in here?
So I'm going to be doing roast potatoes in the Welsh Wagyu fat.
OK.
A braised red cabbage. I'm doing Yorkshire pudding as well.
You're doing Yorkshire pudding?
Yeah, but what I'm doing is I'm going to make them a bit smaller.
I've got a little bottle here, a bottle of beer.
I'm putting it in my gravy, and this is actually the beer that this Welsh Wagyu is fed on the farm in Powys.
It sounds like this could be your strongest dish so far, Andrew, is that right?
This dish and my dessert, I think, are my 2 strongest dishes.
Phil, what do we think of that? That sounds a bit of a challenge.
Sounds like fighting talk to me.
Andrew's representing the diverse produce available in the UK today. That's wonderful. But a roast dinner, how is he going to elevate that to banquet standards, honouring the Great Britons?
As they get cooking, the chefs are weighing up each other's approach to the main course.
It seemed quite calm and collected up until now, but I think the stress levels have just gone up slightly. Are you worried at all, Andrew? You're doing a roast dinner.
Hopefully the produce I'm using will elevate the dish. But you're doing bacon, onions and egg. That's surely got to be risky as well.
I mean, you're right, yeah, but we're here to take risks and show how far we've come as a nation of chefs.
You're using boar, which is quite unusual, Adam.
Us Britons, you know, we like to try something new, something different. At the end of the day, it's all about showcasing that product.
Andrew's working on the vegetables for his take on a roast dinner. Salt-baked carrots are in the oven as he makes mashed swede and braises red cabbage with wine, port and aromatics.
You can feel like there's a lot of pressure in here today, to be honest. I just want to concentrate on what I'm doing and not really worry about what these two are doing.
The star of the dish is Welsh Wagyu beef, a prime meat originating in Japan. These cattle are massaged and fed beer as part of their diet, creating tender meat with rich, fatty marbling. To retain the tenderness in the rump, Andrew's cooking it sous vide.
I was very impressed with his fish course yesterday. If Andrew can produce the best roast dinner ever, he's got a real fighting chance.
All week, Phil has paid close attention to the brief. His main course is a modern interpretation of a British favourite, bacon and eggs. He's cooking smoked bacon in the water bath and braising pig cheeks in stock, honey and Madeira.
I remember having, you know, gammon and eggs when I was a kid, you know, great flavour, so I've just taken that idea and sort of, just elevated it.
His eggs are from quails. He's using some to make Scotch eggs and poaching the rest.
Hi, Phil. Lots of pans going in here.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What I've done actually with quail eggs, I've sort of soaked them in vinegar for like literally 5 minutes.
Here?
This is water now, so I've rinsed off the vinegar. But
Okay.
it's done its job now. It's done the, it's set the albumin, and then we can just poach it.
This is a well-rehearsed technique.
Oh yes, yes. I've done a few thousand of these in my time.
You seem as if you're really focused today, Phil.
1 point behind Adam, neck and neck with Andrew. We've just got to put everything in it now, and hopefully that'll be enough to get me some good points in the main course.
Adam's butchering the British wild boar for his main course, a refined take on a spit roast.
Boar used to be popular, a long time ago. It's an underused meat.
Yeah.
I think it's a great alternative to pork. It's got more flavour to it.
Adam's cooking the boar belly in the water bath. And he's charring the loin on the indoor barbecue.
Okay, so it's like spit roast barbecue, sort of
Yeah,
warm
it's
straw.
outside. It's all about the gathering, celebration, bringing people together.
Yeah.
What I think us Britons do well.
But boar's used more in like Eastern Europe, isn't it? So I'm quite interested by you using it for a British banquet.
Because it's a British product.
Yeah.
Like Wagyu beef. It's made in Britain. It's the same principle as you.
Yeah.
Adam travelled to Montgomeryshire in mid-Wales to visit one of the Queen's Great Britons who's also passionate about homegrown meat. William Lloyd Williams owns an award-winning butcher shop and has his own abattoir and smallholding. The business was established by his grandfather in 1959. Nowadays, they're the last independent abattoir in Montgomeryshire.
So what's so special about your setup here?
It's the quality of the livestock, it's the loyalty of the customers, and of course it's the hard work of the staff. It's shop local to buy local, which is really important to me.
I should imagine that a lot of your customers certainly notice how good the meat is.
The husbandry and the welfare is, a big thing. Low carbon footprint, traceability, what more do you want?
The meat supplied to William is some of the least travelled in the EU. Their furthest supplier is only 20 miles away.
You can see the passports on there
Yeah.
to make sure that we comply with all the protected geographical indicators.
Adam's dish also celebrates British produce, using home-reared wild boar and Welsh whisky.
So this is Penderyn. So this is not too far away from here.
William received an MBE in 2009 for services to the meat industry. He's famous for always being ready to take orders by keeping a pen tucked behind his ear. And Buckingham Palace provided another opportunity.
Sue Johnson was receiving an OBE for acting. And she said, I don't know if anybody's told you you've got a biro on your ear. Yeah, I said, I'm a butcher. I've always got a biro. I was wondering, perhaps the Queen would want a turkey for Christmas, and it'd be awful if she wanted a turkey and I haven't got a biro to take the order.
It must have been a privilege to, get the award. But I also think, coming here today and seeing your whole setup and everything, I think it's amazing.
We'll toast Welsh agriculture, Welsh meat, and of course the Welsh chefs. Cheers. Iechyd da.
Adam's hoping to maintain his lead by using many different cooking techniques. Like Phil, he's using slow-cooked pig cheeks.
Adam's doing spit roast. It's, a lot of different techniques, a lot of different skills going on there. His cooking's got to be super precise for that today.
To accompany his meat, Adam's making an apple and shallot puree, which will bind his warm slaw of carrots, onions and charred cabbage.
Got some nice colour all the way around it. Shred it all up now. So you get the barbecue all the way through the cabbage.
His other vegetable accompaniment is celeriac, cooked in butter.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
Celeriac in here.
Yes, this is the celeriac.
So this is just solely butter in here.
Butter melted, and just keep ticking it over until it's nice and soft.
Is there something that I can have a wee nibble of?
My sauce is nearly there. I use the bones from the animal, and I make a stock from it.
Okay. Whiskey?
No, I put the whiskey in last minute, so it's raw whiskey that goes into it, so you actually taste it.
I don't want to interrupt you anymore.
Thank you very much.
In an attempt to make his Wagyu beef roast dinner stand out, Andrew's using wasabi instead of horseradish. He's mixing the grated Japanese root, known for its fiery herbal flavour, with salt and sugar.
Are you gonna put like a warning sticker with it? Caution may be hot? Because if I think it's horseradish and I pile it all over my dinner,
Yeah.
that's your dinner dead.
It's going to be on the side of the dish, Adam, so people can help themselves. I think it'll work.
Andrew's also making mini Yorkshire puddings.
How many are you giving a portion? They look tiny, mate.
1, 2, 3. They just take what you want to take, to be honest.
Yeah? Are yours going to be perfect?
I'd like to hope so.
Andrew,
Go on, Michael.
how's the traditional roast dinner coming along?
It's going all right. It's pretty busy.
This is gravy, right?
I've taken all the trim from the Wagyu beef, reduced it down. I'm going to put the beer in right at the end. I want it to be a refined gravy. I don't
Okay.
want it to be like the gravy my mother used to make.
Can I have a taste so far?
Yes, certainly, certainly.
You seem to be pretty on top of things.
When my mother used to do a Sunday roast, it would take her about 5, 6 hours. I got quite a bit of work to bring all up in the time.
But that's because your mum was putting so much love into it.
Or she was watching Coronation Street.
Okay.
For the onion part of his refined take on bacon and eggs, Phil is combining traditional and contemporary techniques, making a classic onion puree and a modern onion tuile by crisping up sliced onion in a dehydrator.
Pitfalls, yeah, for my dish are everything. No. I mean, touch wood, it's coming together okay.
He's focusing on accomplished cooking rather than theatrical presentation, hoping it will be enough to take the lead from Adam.
Phil's a bit quiet today. He's got his head down, he's got a lot going on. He looks like he's pushing hard.
Adam's also pushing hard as he's the first to serve his main course, a refined spit roast using wild boar. His warm slaw is served in a side bowl with balls of celeriac cooked in butter, topped with crispy celeriac. Adam finishes his pig cheeks with Welsh whiskey.
Adam, do you think our Scottish judge is going to be impressed by our Welsh whiskey?
I hope so, Phil. I think it's a good whiskey.
It's better than most Scotch whiskey, if I'm honest.
I'm glad you're saying that.
Adam feeds the boar belly, boar loin and pig cheek onto a mini spit. Sauce is served in a jug on the side.
So, Adam, this is your wild spit roast. And we just use this as a plate as well.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to bring the outside inside.
Let's go and taste it. Gentlemen, leave this one to you.
Thank you very much. Now that we've put the meat on there, it looks a little bit sparse to me.
Slow braised cheek.
It's nice and sticky. Little hint of whiskey. I didn't want it sort of in your face.
That's tasty. Nice and tender.
I can get that Welsh whiskey coming through that on that pork cheek. That pork cheek is divine.
Barbecued loin.
Yep.
You think that smoky flavour is coming through?
Yep.
You were concerned that the meat may have a little dryness.
I think it's cooked spot on myself.
For me, it's just going a little bit dry around the edges.
And the slow braised belly.
I like the little bit of fattiness that you do get on it.
I don't think boar belly's as good as pork belly.
Not at all.
So your celeriac, you cooked it entirely in butter. Has it paid off?
It intensifies the flavour.
It just tastes like boiled celeriac.
And then we'll try the vegetable slaw.
All the flavours are sort of muddled together.
Do you think that this dish showcases wild boar?
I really hope so. I put a lot into this and, I'm happy with what I've done.
Score?
I'm going to give him a 7.
As it stands, yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well.
Right?
How did that go, Chef?
Yeah, I was happy.
Do you think Michael liked it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Phil is next to plate up his refined take on onion, bacon and eggs. The ingredients of his modern dish spell out OBE, the honour presented by the Queen. First onto his plain white plates is smoked bacon.
So have you done anything to that bacon, or...?
Glazed it with a little bit of cooking liquor.
Next is the braised pork cheek. The first of his quail eggs is dipped into maple syrup and rolled in crispy bacon crumb. Next on the plates is poached and deep-fried quail's eggs, wrapped in bacon, followed by onion puree and charred onion.
Looks a lot more than bacon, onion and egg, Phil, eh?
Yeah.
Scotch quail's eggs, cooking liquor, and crispy onion tuile complete the dish.
What do you think, gentlemen? Adam?
Very pretty looking dish. It's a little bit more than onion, bacon and egg, but I suppose we've got to taste it.
Should we go and do that?
Let's do that.
I'll leave that one to you. Shall we get stuck in? And we'll start with the Scotch egg.
It's a lovely flavour on the meat. The egg, it has gone over slightly.
So 3 different techniques of cooking egg. Mm-hmm. Do you think they all have their own individual flavours?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So the smoked bacon, is it cooked the way you'd hoped for?
Yeah. For me, that's spot on.
I think that smoked belly bacon's amazing.
The pork cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Is there enough glazing there for you?
Yes. You don't want that honey and clove flavour to completely overpower everything on the dish.
You can taste the honey on the cheek, can't you?
I don't think that cheek's as good as yours.
So this is like your onion tuile.
Crispy, taste of onion. They are what they are. They're nice.
So we have some charred onion.
Cooked in the water bath till they were just tender, and then you just burn them.
I like the charring on it. Maybe a little bit undercooked for me.
Is this main course worthy of the place of that final banquet?
Yeah, I think so. It'll stand a chance against any of the other main courses.
Whew. How did that one go?
I thought everything tasted the way I wanted it to taste.
Yeah?
You know, looked how I wanted it to look.
Yeah.
So how are you getting on? Don't look too stressed.
Life's too short to get stressed, Phil.
Andrew is last to plate his twist on a roast dinner using prime Wagyu beef. He's presenting the food as a sharing dish. Mashed swede and red cabbage are first into serving pots. Adam helps serve the salt-baked carrots, whilst Andrew plates the roast potatoes cooked in Wagyu fat. Wasabi sauce is served on the side.
So?
Nice cake.
Yorkshire puddings are presented on a platter with the sliced Wagyu rump. Gravy is in a patriotic jug. The dish comes with a bottle of the same beer that's fed to the Wagyu cattle.
What do we think, gentlemen?
I like it.
Yeah, looking good.
And we just start helping ourselves, yeah?
Yeah, that's the idea behind it. I think Sunday roast dinner with a beer is a match made in heaven.
I'll take this one. Gentlemen, I'll leave you that very generous jug of gravy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is the beef cooked exactly how you hoped for?
Yeah, I'm happy with the beef, how it came up.
To me, that's delicious.
It really packs a punch in your mouth.
Probably not as tender as I was expecting it to be, being Wagyu.
For somebody that's never had wasabi before,
Yes, it is strong, but you can put what you want and it works with the beef.
You're brave. I'd have preferred horseradish.
very strong flavours in the red cabbage with the spices.
I think the red cabbage is actually freshening the whole dish up.
You cook the potatoes in the fat from the beef.
Nice and crispy.
I don't think it's the best roast potato I've ever had.
I'm going to try this mashed swede.
I like the texture you get from it. That's how I want texture with my swede.
Yorkshire puddings.
They're exactly what I wanted.
These are super crispy. Maybe that's why he's giving us such a big jug of gravy.
Have you done enough with this dish?
With the amazing beef, amazing wasabi, I think it's a dish that's fit for a banquet.
It's great flavours, but fundamentally, it's a Sunday roast.
It's not a banquet dish for me.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Yeah, how was that?
It's what I wanted it to be. I just hope Michael liked it and he gets it.
This is the worst part, you know, just nerves.
Just got to wait and see now.
Chefs, how we all doing? Good day today?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with you, Adam, and your wild spit roast. Using wild boar was a brilliant original idea. I thought you cooked it really well. There was a good level of smokiness on the loin. I think the celeriac was absolutely lovely. However, the slaw, I find that was overpowered by the shallot puree. I did find it a little bit heavy, and it needed something to brighten it, some acidity to cut through. You described it as a sharing dish. I was a little underwhelmed. Phil, for your dish, the OBE, it was a really great reimagining of bacon and eggs with the onion. Great flavors throughout. The 3 quail eggs, I thought they individually showed real refinement and a deftness of touch. I loved the smoky bacon belly. I think this was your strongest interpretation of the brief so far. However, I'm questioning whether bacon and eggs could ever be befitting of a main course. Is it show-stopping enough to be the main course? I do, though, think that this dish potentially could make a fantastic starter for the banquet. I would think about that. Andrew, and your dish, Welsh Wagyu Wasabi. I think the standout flavors were actually the vegetables. I thought the swede had texture I enjoyed. The red cabbage had depth of flavor. However, the beef for me didn't shine through as the star of the show. I thought it was a little bit chewy. Maybe you'd sliced it a little bit on the thick side. There's nothing new, there's nothing innovative in a roast dinner, ultimately. So on to the scores. Andrew, I'm going to score you a 6. Adam, I'm going to score you 7 points. Phil, I'm going to give you a score of 8 points. So, one more course to go. There's still only a few points in it. Good luck.
Thank you. Done, Chief.
Yeah, well done, man.
Phil has caught up with leader Adam and their joint top. Andrew is 2 points behind.
Got to respect this decision, haven't I?
Feeling a little bit deflated, but hopefully I can make it up on the dessert.
We're back where we were last year.
Absolutely over the moon with that. Neck and neck now with Adam. Strong position going into the dessert course.
2 points is nothing.
All to play for.
Yeah.
I've got to go into the dessert now and I've just got to smash it out.